This is my Pro Blue Hive, and with 300 trillion honey, I'll be swapping to an endgame red hive. First, let's go into the red HQ and equip the dark scythe. Then, we've got to replace the diamond mask with the demon mask. Now for the main part, which is rolling the SSA. And I'm looking for a Scorching Star Sword double passive, which is quite rare to get. And each time I roll and try to get it, it's 500 billion honey instantly used, which means I'm going to be spending a lot of honey trying to get a good amulet. Now, time to start rolling. Here we actually managed to get our first double Scorching Star Sword passive after over 10 trillion honey, which is 20 rolls. But unfortunately it doesn't have red pollen or the stats we need for a good amulet, which means you have to continue rolling and keep going. Now, after 20 trillion honey, we managed to get 2 Scorched Star Sword passives in a row, neither of which are good as they still don't have the stats we need, although one does have red pollen, but it also has convert rate, which is completely useless in a red hive. But finally, after 40 trillion honey spent, we managed to get a 4 out of 5 Star Sword Scorching Star double passive. The only stat we're missing is critical chance, but it doesn't matter since bee gather pollen isn't necessarily useless and the rest are really good. I'm going to replace the amulet now and try and get a 5 out of 5 when I have more honey. Now, time to spend the rest of my 260 trillion honey on royal jelly. So right now we're just going to buy 100 trillion of royal jelly straight away. First, we're going to remove all of our blue rare and epic bees and replace them with our red rare and epic bees. We'll get a rad bee, a brave bee, a hasty bee and a Riley bee. We do get lucky straight away as we get a brave bee and a Riley bee back to back, followed up by a hasty bee almost immediately. And then we get the rad bee to finish off the rare and epic bees. Now, time to get the gifted mythic bees. These absolutely drain my honey as each click that I'm going to do costs 1 trillion honey. We're going to be rolling using until mythic and require gifted. Let's get rid of our first gifted buoyant bee. And every time I click use another royal jelly, it uses 1 million royal jelly, which is 1 trillion honey. But here we do manage to get our first gifted spicy bee, which is one of 11 we need to get for this hive. Now with all the mythics out of the way, it's time to get all of my red event bees. First of all, let's get the crimson bee in, as its gifted hive bonus gives us a 10% instant red conversion, which is crucial for red hives. And then instead of using a star tree to give the event bees, I've got some leftover aged gingerbread bears and I'm going to be rolling 5 at a time and hoping I have good luck. But unfortunately here I do end up using all of my aged gingerbread bears with no luck, so I'm going to have to buy a star tree to gift this bee. Also, it turns out I don't need a gummy bee in my hive and I don't need a windy bee, which I both got gifted in my hive, so I'm going to be removing both and adding carpenter bees instead of them. Now that the hive's done, there's one more thing I need to buy, which is the heat treated planter, to easily get full invigorating nectar whenever I want. I've already got all the materials, so I'm going to craft it now. As you can see here, it is quite expensive and actually requires a turpentine, but it's really useful in the long run, so I'm going to buy it. Thanks for watching, let me know what I can improve on for next video.